That is so delicious to hear in person, and the instrument is better and better and better.
Well, I'm like wine. I get better with age.
Yeah. Well, you're Rothschild right now. That's the finest wine I ever heard. Does it still feel good, Ethel?
Yeah.
It's not a chore ever to you to sing, is it?
No, I love it.
Has it ever been?
Nope.
Even in days where it wasn't much fun, or maybe there was a little something sad in your life, were you still able to go out on a stage and forget the sadness?
Well, that's no business like show business. When you get out there, you have to forget all your personal problems.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
And the audience must not be aware of that.
You think the show must go on?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. So they don't have to give the money back to the people.
Not in this theater. We'll pass the hat later. That is true, though.
Thank you.
No matter what happens to you during a day, I mean, and it can be the most traumatic thing in the world. Once it all starts, the lights go on, the applause starts.
Costumes, the scenery, the makeup, the props.
Yeah.
The audience that lifts you when you're down.
Yeah.
True Berlin lyric.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
What's in your book? We're going to go back and get to it here in a moment. Do you have a favorite day in your life? Or was there a favorite time of your life?
I think the opening night of Girl Crazy, which was like immediate overnight for me, you know.
It was.
Because the day before it was unheard of. And then the next day, this gal, singing I Got Rhythm.
Right.
Was a whole new life for me.
It started everything, didn't it?
That's right, yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
And the rhythm has never stopped, has it?
Well, not yet.
And that one song has never stopped.
No.
It's been recorded by rock groups, by everybody. Other singers have claimed it as their own.
Yeah, well, it's like a White Christmas or a God Bless America or something. I think it's an important song.
Did you get to talk to Mr. Berlin on his birthday?
Oh, yes.
Did you talk to him?
No, not on his birthday. We did, can I mention the Today Show?
Sure.
I just mentioned it.
Sure.
All right, so
Sure.
We did...
It's not on opposite us, is it?
We did the Today Show. Let me see. I'm all mixed up. I've been traveling so much. Last Wednesday, which was the 10th.
Right.
And then his birthday was the 11th.
Right.
So that's live, of course.
Yeah.
And I got back home, and about an hour later, the phone rang. It was Irving.
Yeah.
And his little squeaky voice, I love him so dearly. And he said, Ethel, he was all choked up because he was so thrilled with what we had done and the tribute we had paid to him and everything. And then, of course, Josh Logan and I, we did Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better. Right. And he said, Ethel and Josh Logan singing? He was so cute. So I said, what are you going to do for your birthday? He said, well, in about 10 minutes, I'm leaving in my car. I'm going up to my home in the country. And I said, quiet? And he said, yes, we're going to have a very, very quiet birthday. And then he said, Ellen, his wife, said something so cute, which was, this is the longest birthday that anybody has ever had, because all week long it was on television, it was on radio, it was all over the place.
I mean, it should be. It should be Irving Berlin's birthday should be a national holiday.
He told me, incidentally, he's going to write another show before he passes. That's what he said.
He will never pass.
No.
No. He'll write a song.
That's what he said. I hear he's writing all the time.
Oh, yeah. God Bless America. White Christmas.
Yeah.
Easter Parade.
No Business Like Show Business.
No Business Like Show Business. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. He sent me, we did a show to him last year, and he called me after the show. Merv, you talked to me like I was the Pope. You said such things about me, like I was Pope or something.
You are the Pope as far as music is concerned.
And he then sent me a gift of a book this big of his hits. The original sheet music for each one.
Oh, wonderful.
Good Lord, I almost died.
Priceless.
Yep.
Absolutely priceless.
Yep. But a great writer and a man with no formal education.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I don't think to this day he can play...
He has a piano that he can only play in one key.
Right.
And he has this piano. It's got a lever, and so, like, if you want to play the C or E flat or something, he just pushes that lever to, like, E flat, but he plays on the same keys.
Right.
No, that's true. And the key changes, but he only knows the one line of keys.
Oh, I know.
I shouldn't say that, but it's true. I mean, I guess everybody knows it. I don't know.
That simple little song that I sang at the beginning,
What'll I Do When You...
is a song that he wrote to his wife.
Ellen?
Yes.
Really?
That simple little song.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's probably... I would think that's his favorite song.
Yeah.
Was he there for all of your rehearsals? For,
yes, but he never...
For Annie, Get Your Gun and Call Me Madam?
Yes, he was there, but I mean, he never threw his weight around. He was, the quiet man. He would maybe walk up and down the back of the theater or something like that, and he'd listen, and if anything went wrong, naturally he wouldn't say, well, you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way. his approach was so wonderful. He made you feel like a human being, you know?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
George Gershwin.
Yes.
What was he like?
Wonderful. Very humble man, very shy man. And I tell this, that the first time I met him, when I was taken up to his apartment to listen to the music for Girl Crazy before I was signed for the part, because Ginger Rogers was signed as the star of the show before. And I was working at the Brooklyn Paramount. I was taken up there by my agent, and Vinton Friedley, who produced the show. And I was scared stiff. I mean, I was so in awe. Not only was in awe of Gershwin, I was in awe of the apartment building. He lived in this beautiful apartment building in Riverside Drive.
And he already was
Street.
a great success?
Oh, my goodness, of course, you know. But American in Paris and Rhapsody in Blue and everything, and just to name a few. And anyhow, so up we go to this gorgeous apartment. And this great genius, and I was a complete unknown at the time, and he played the 3 songs that I eventually wound up singing in the show, because fortunately I got the part.
Right.
One of which was I Got Rhythm. And he said to me, Miss Merman, if there's anything about these songs that you don't like, I'll be most happy to change them. And you never change a note in a Gershwin tune. I'll never forget that. And he was the one who told me never to go near a singing teacher also.
Did he tell you this, Dad?
He certainly did, because I held the note for 16 bars without
When you hit your
breathing.
first note in front of him, did he go, oh?
Yeah, he was a little amazed, I must say. But you know what he used to do? After I got open on the show and everything, he used to come down. He got the biggest kick out of coming down to the theater on a Wednesday matinee. And I always knew when he was down on the pit, he would come and he'd just play the piano. He'd just play I Got Rhythm for me. Well, I mean, with the full orchestra, naturally. But I always knew that he was down there. He had a certain touch that nobody else had. I knew that Gershwin was down there without even looking.
He has become America's greatest composer.
I think.
Right.
And if he had lived, can you imagine the music that he would have contributed to
How old
it?
was he when he died?
I think he was 39, something like that. Yeah, it was a pity. Really.
And of course his cousin, no, his brother.
Ira.
Yes. How would I say cousin? His brother Ira lives in Beverly Hills and wrote all those fabulous lyrics.
Wonderful. But I don't think Ira did much after George passed away. He did something with Harold Arlen, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
But I mean, aside from that, he's never teamed up with any other composer. That's what I mean.
And Cole Porter.
Well, he was the
absolute aristocrat.
Oh yes, he was the jet set composer, you know, and he was the epitome of sophistication. And he'd have the
birds do it, bees do it.
Yes, and he had the flower, the carnation, all the time, you know. And it was that he gave me this is terrible to tell, but I told it on the air before. When I was in Red Hot and Blue, he gave me a painting, and it was chickens and roosters and I don't know, red barns and everything else, and it didn't sort of fit in with the decor of my apartment at the time, so I gave it away. I gave away Grandma Moses. True?
You didn't?
True. And I could not remember. I checked all the relatives and everything else.
You don't know who you gave it to?
I don't know to whom I gave it.
Oh, you've got to come over to my house and see it. It's hanging right there.
Oh, you?
I've been so grateful. We'll be right back with Ethel Merv. Thank you for that. Let me show you Ethel's biography. Merman, an autobiography. Gee. Is it a special feeling putting it all down in a book?
Yes. I let it all hang out in there.
See?
I do, really.
All of it?
Yes, all of it. Yeah.
The marriages?
Oh, sure.
How many?
4. Only one that counted, though.
I'm just trying to find that one. Wait a minute here.
229.
Is that unbelievable? Everybody is laughing over page 229. I'll show you why. That's it. Chapter 28. It's titled, My Marriage to Ernest Borgnine. Next page. Chapter 29. Nothing there at all.
Right.
That lasted a very short time, didn't it?
The engagement was lasted longer than the marriage.
Did it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the marriage was a couple of weeks, is it?
28 days, to be exact.
Now, you know what the story was around Hollywood.
What?
Why the marriage broke up.
What?
Because after the night of the honeymoon, the next morning, he awakened to this sound. Hey, Arnie! And he ran out of the
You
house.
must have heard it in Hong Kong because we were there.
Oh, you married in Hong Kong?
No, I said we went over there. Went over there. We left immediately, yeah.
Were you just a kid when you got married first time?
No, not too much of a kid. No, I was old enough to know what I was doing, but apparently I didn't.
Can you be who you are, Ethel, and have a successful marriage? I mean, your life is the stage and the theater and the audience. You can't be married to one person.
The breakups of my marriage had nothing to do with my career. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
I know, but...
No.
But
I think so. There are people who have it. I mean, you know.
But not when you're the star of your magnitude. Can you have that kind of a marriage?
Oh.
And for a woman... Because, I mean, in the first place, it kind of pushes the man into second position.
No,
and
it doesn't.
Opening nights, and people who are going to say, oh, hello, Mr. Merman, how are you? And
Oh, yeah, but a couple of them, they liked being Mr. Merman.
Oh.
Yes, they gloated on it, my dear.
Did they?
Oh, yes, they did. Until I wised up and out.
Really?
Yes.
How would they enjoy being Mr. Merman? In what sense do you mean?
Well, they rode
Dropped your
along
name?
on a bandwagon with me.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
But, I mean, according to...
Well, they loved all the glamour of it and everything else.
But
But
it is.
Bob,
That's what's so seductive.
the father of my children was never like that. He was never like that. No.
Now,
He was a newspaper man, and he was really recognized in his own right. He didn't really need me. He was publisher of the American Weekly at one time. Oh, yes. He was a fine newspaper man. He was the father of my children. And that was the real happy marriage of my life.
Then you were married to a man, it was press man out at 20th Century Fox.
No, he was an agent.
Oh,
You
he's
know
an
who
agent?
introduced me to him?
Huh.
Are you ready?
Who?
Arthur Treacher.
That son of a gun. Did he?
He certainly did. Yes.
You
But it was all
forgave
right.
Arthur, though.
It was all
before.
right for about 3 days. It
Was it?
fine. Yeah. But everybody makes mistakes.
Then you were married to one of the most successful executives in America.
I was. Read about that.
Oh, I don't want to.
You read about that, my dear.
Well, I'm going to
I'm
skip
glad
it.
I got out of that. I would have wound up in the claiming race.
Right.
Yes.
Or the tourist section of an airplane.
Yes,
No.
yeah. I'm glad I'm out of that.
Well, moving right along from
Moving
that.
right along, kid. Yeah.
As you look back over your life,
Isn't it nice to be able to laugh at it?
yeah, I guess it wasn't funny at the time, though,
You
was
bet.
it?
It wasn't funny either to try to get out of it. No.
But that really is true. I mean, at this time of your life, you wouldn't marry now, would you?
I don't think so. No. I always say, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free?
Yeah.
It's true, isn't it?
Right.
I wouldn't get tangled up anymore like that. No.
But with any artist's complete dedication to their work,
Yes?
and certainly... I got to read that chapter right now. Do you mind, folks? I'll be back with you here. What part of your book are you going to get in the most trouble for? That?
I'm not getting in trouble for anything because everything in there is authentic. There are, it can be verified, dates, everything. You can't put stuff in a book like it's in there and be open for libel. I mean, you just can't do it. George Eels and I worked on this thing, and there are no problems anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the truth.
I love your incident in there about me, but I remember that night so well.
Oh, the night we went out to the Goldies, you mean?
No, the night
When?
that you were on the show here, and
well,
Ralph walked on the show, and we got talking about This Is Your Life, and...
that, when I was tricked into... Yes, I was on your show.
Right.
Sure, and I was sitting next to Jerry Herman. They got me out here to sing the songs from Hello, Dolly.
Right.
And then you
Ralph
had Ralph Edwards
was a
come in.
guest star on the show,
And
but it
you
was
said
all...
to him, I remember he had a manila envelope. He had it on the floor here.
Yeah.
And you said, now, how do they go about this thing? And he
This
said,
Is Your Life
well,
show, you know.
he took out the book, and boom, 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 and he said, and he turned to me and he said, and this is your life, Ethel Merman.
And she laughed, you know.
I thought, oh,
and we
it's
said,
ridiculous.
no,
And I
Ethel,
was on.
this is your life.
And then they took me to the other studio.
And the audience went crazy, and
Right.
she was dragged off my show and in the other room.
Then I came back to your
where
show.
all the husbands walked on as a medley.
Oh, the 4 Musketeers, the 3 Musketeers, yeah.
That was a
bless
special
them.
time. That
Yes.
was a special
Yes,
time.
it was.
The other funny night, though, that I remember with you is the night we all went to a very prominent nightclub in New York. And Treacher was along,
Yeah.
and my wife, Ethel, and her escort fella. And we all went in there and we sat down at Arthur in Virginia. And it was a very famous nightclub in New York. It had been, then it closed because of bad times, and it reopened under new management. So everybody was anxious to go back to it, and we sat down. And we were there about 15 minutes. We were all so hungry. And it was Arthur Treacher's party. And suddenly he called the maitre d'. And the maitre d' came on. He said, "May I have my check, please?" And the maitre d' said, oh, Mr. Treacher, are you leaving?" He said, "Yes, I am leaving." So they brought a check. It was almost for nothing. We had one drink each, and we were walking out. And the maitre d' said, "I thought you were staying for dinner." Arthur said, "No." And he said, "Well, do come back, Mr. Treacher." Mr. Treacher said, "I will never be back. The orchestra is too loud. The place is too noisy. The lights are terrible. The service is bad, and you will never see me again." And we all sneaked out.
Well, I think he was right.
Huh?
He was
Absolutely right. But how many people these days have the guts to do
that.
something
That's
like
true.
that?
That's true.
I think he quit the job that night. Look at the whole band saying, "Which place is it? Which place?" Pips. No.
Oh, no.
No, that was mine.
Yeah, what happened? I had a piece of that, too.
I know. So did I.
Yeah.
Our pieces went out the window. I learned my lesson. Never go in. I was trying to do a television show at night, and work as the head waiter during the daytime.
Oh, well. I mean, everything you touch turns to gold. That was an exception.
Well, it had to be the exception that you invested in, right?
We're going to run a benefit
Is that in
for
the
you
book?
somewhere. Yeah. Madison Square Garden. We'll run a benefit for you.
What, is this the best time of your life?
Yes.
Ethel?
Yes, I'm very happy doing what I'm doing.
Right.
I work when I want to work. I do symphony concerts all over the country. I'm coming back to the Hollywood Bowl the 11th and 12th with the Los Angeles Philharmonic. I played there last August. And I just go all over. The bigger the orchestra, the better.
As you look back, would you have changed anything?
I don't think so.
You did it the right
Not
way?
in my professional life, no. Everything sort of came to me on a silver platter, really. I haven't had any hard
no struggle?
No. I was a singer at the Brooklyn Paramount, and then Friedley came over and saw me, signed me for Girl Crazy, and then it was boom, it was right up the ladder.
And it never stopped?
It never stopped. No, now I just do what I want to do, what makes me happy to do.
Right.
A television and the book with George Eales and my concerts, and I'm a very happy person.
Any feuds?
No, I don't. I get along pretty well with people. I don't like to argue.
Was there a running feud between you and Mary Martin?
Oh, that's a lot of baloney. That is ridiculous. I mean, she and I are very good friends.
Right.
You can come up to my apartment. She gave me just not too long ago a beautiful canvas for a small rug that I did in needlepoint. And I really cherish it. It's right there in my living room floor.
Well, don't give it away, for God's sake.
No.
Could be another Grandma Moses.
No, I have my initials on this one.
Oh.
Yes, no, I wouldn't give this
Leading men?
Leading men, I've worked...
See, leading men are scared of you, Ethel, because...
Jack Klugman was never scared.
Oh, no, but he's a pro actor. Musical leading men are in a tough situation on account of you, because imagine now, for example, me trying to sing a duet with you.
Come
I'd
on.
never be able to hear it even.
Well, Ray Middleton was not afraid of me.
No.
I mean,
Did you have some leading men where there were troubles?
Oh, yeah, but they weren't singers. They thought they were singers, but they weren't.
Yeah. And you took care of them in one fell swoop?
No, I just, the show shall go unnamed, but for the last 6 months, I only spoke to my leading man on stage.
And then
That's all.
You didn't go out between matinee and dinner and have a lot of garlic and then breathe heavily?
No, I don't eat garlic.
No, but I thought that'd be a good cure.
No.
The guy never had a cold, right?
No, I never went near him that close, no.
Are you a perfectionist on the stage?
Absolutely.
Do you demand the best of everybody around you?
Because I do it,
Right.
and I don't know why anybody else can't do it. And if they don't want to do it, then they shouldn't sign the contract.
You've had no training?
No, sir.
Acting school?
No, sir.
Can you read music?
Yes, sir.
You can read the notes?
Yes, I can.
Oh.
Yes, I know every note on the piano. If they try to fool me, I say I go up to a C, and if I see a C sharp or a D, I say, it's a little bit high.
Yeah.
Yep, mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
no other training?
None whatsoever. I even do my shorthand and my typing. I never even employed a secretary. I don't have anyone working for me.
How good is secretary work?
Very good. I was excellent.
Shorthand?
Excellent. I still do shorthand.
How many words a minute?
Oh, I don't have to take dictation now, but I mean, it comes in very handy.
And you type?
If I want to say, oh, sure, I type.
And other jobs you had?
You mean secretarial?
No, it's after you secretary or before you secretary, not show business.
No. I started first
Weren't you a
with one
cashier
firm
or something? Or?
No, I started with one firm as a stenographer, and then I went to another firm. I started stenographer, then I was raised to private secretary. No, but I'm very good at the cash register too, because I do volunteer work at Roseville Hospital when I'm in New York. Every Wednesday, I work in the gift shop. I sell cigarettes and candy and whatever they want to buy.
Great.
And sometimes they recognize me, and sometimes they don't, and sometimes they say, "Did anybody ever tell you you look like a young Ethel Merman?" I said, "No." They don't know what.
You don't ever go, "There's no business like show business."
You want me to empty the
like
gift shop?
show business. Is that pretty good?
They go to the gift shop. I'm empty the gift shop. Yeah.
You just did on that one.
Yeah.
But if you've never had the experience of being in a theater and watching Ethel Merman on a stage, I don't know how to describe it, because everybody around her looks like they're falling over the furniture and falling down. You've never seen a person with so much confidence on a stage in your life. She never falters for a move or a note. Her voice is never cracked. It's always right there, and it is the epitome of excellence on a stage. It's what every professional dreams they could be, that confident without falling all over their feet.
Well, I don't know. I guess it's just a built-in instrument here.
And it's never gone bad.
No, not yet. It hasn't.
No, it never
not
will.
Yet. Not yet. Well,
it's great to be on any kind of a stage with you. Talk show, Broadway,
I love
musical.
to talk with you, Merv.
Thank you, Ethel. Let me show them. This book, the first printing was 42,000. I don't know which printing it's in now, but it is selling like Simon & Schuster hasn't sold a book in a long time. It is a big hit, this autobiography. Merman. We'll be right back after this minute.